Does this sound like you? You bought into that IPO they told you was a good investment, and now you're down 20, 30, maybe even 40%. You try to buy the stocks they talk about in groups or on social media.
You've even taken a chance on the ones your advisor sends you via email.
But after 2 years, that IPO, that stock is still down.
There's a clear difference between investing and making a good investment decision. So if you're stuck, what you need to do is learn how to invest the right way.
In our Learn Level 2 program, we teach you how to build $1 million investment portfolio. To make money investing, you need to know which stocks are right for your investment strategy, know when is the right time to buy and sell, and know how to build the right portfolio for your investment style. This program will help you invest meaningfully while making money. When you sign up, you'll get monthly guidance on how to invest and make money while doing it. You'll have a community of investors on the same journey as you to support you, and you'll have resources to help you stay on track. Join our 2026 cohort so you can get back on track with your financial goals.
All right, so we are going to be talking about Trans-Jamaica Highway today. Now, a couple of things have been happening recently with this company. First, there was, let me go back maybe about 2 weeks. We're at December 18th now. And about a month ago, let's go back to about a month ago, we started to see, well, after the last dividend was paid, we started to see some movement up towards $5, right? And that one, this was when I think everybody was anticipating that the Williamsfield toll would have been active. And so we had a case where I think there was just an expectation that any day now, especially as it led up to December 1st, that we would have seen the toll being active and then revenue starting to be generated for them. Of course, this Saturday on the 29th, Trans-Jamaica released something on their social media, and it started to make its way around that they're not going to be opening the toll as previously planned. And so that led to a correction of the price down to below about $4.50, and then we saw some recovery of that. So it's been kind of hovering around the $4.80, $4.70 mark for the last couple of days, right? Now, there are two things I wanted to talk about tonight, because you notice the title of the video said this will make the difference for Trans-Jamaica, and I do believe that what we're seeing here is going to be short-lived, right? I think there are some persons who are waiting for the price to go lower. There are some persons who are kind of expecting that, you know, it's not going to hold here. There's uncertainty about whether or not the Williamsfield is going to be charged and all of that stuff. And I won't say what my thoughts are right now. I'll just give it some time before I say that. But let's share the thing that I believe will make a difference here, right? So the first thing, let me share something that was shared in our community, and that's this here. So I shared this in our community group on 2 days ago, right? So I shared this in our group, and it speaks to it was shared on Twitter. Members of the general public and interest groups, the Toll Roads Act notice of intention to vary toll, see proposal for Maypen to Williamsfield. So when I saw this, I scheduled this video, right? So this, I do have to wait long to get into the meat of this video. This is what is going to be, this is what to me triggers the chain of events that are going to lead to what the market has been waiting for, right? So it says here, I mean, I won't read this, but it says here, you have the set rates here for Tollgate Plaza, the main line, and then you have the ramp and class 1, class 2 and 3, and then so on and so forth, right? So this to me says that we are one step closer to the Williamsfield toll generating revenues. This is just a part of the process. I believe I saw something about persons, if there's feedback, etc., it has to be given within a certain time. And so this to me signals that we're close to that date of the Williamsfield toll generating revenue. And then if that wasn't enough, because this was a very important thing to see, right? And then we had also this article that came out. This is what I wanted to read as well, because I think, of course, this well, let's see what it says, right? So it says here, government plans to have road networks circle Jamaica. So Jamaica could soon be enriched, or encircled rather, by a continuous highway network as the government unveils plans to build a ring around the island, aimed at closing the long-standing transport gaps further exposed by Hurricane Melissa. In building resilience, the government has decided that we're going to extend the highway from where it ends now in Williamsfield. That name, sounds familiar. And we're going to go all the way to connect it to the perimeter road in Montego Bay. So we're going to build a highway that stretches from St. Elizabeth through Westmoreland, goes through Hanover, and goes to St. James. This is Robert Morgan, the Minister with a portfolio for the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development with responsibility for works. This closed last Friday, right? So Morgan also outlined that the project as a strategic response to weaknesses in the national road network highlighted by the category 5 blah 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 that we experienced. He said the hurricane demonstrated that while Jamaicans' new highways proved resilience, the lack of connectivity between major roads created serious challenges for emergency access. Let me scroll down, right? So we have done highways, but they have not been contiguous. We have done the South Coast Highway, but it doesn't connect to anything. We have done the North Coast Highway, but it doesn't connect to anything. All right. So, and you can read it through when you have your own time, right? So I think that certainly that is, of course, to me, something that this is not new information, right? So let me just say that. This is not new information. This has been kind of known for a while, but sometimes when things come out, the market treats it as if it's brand new information. Some of you might be seeing that for the first time. I don't know. But there is this thing where there are some persons, again, as I mentioned before, still kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with Trans Jamaica. And I think those two things that I just mentioned, along with a very important thing to note, right? I think persons are forgetting what happens in 2026, a very major catalyst for Trans Jamaica Highway starts. You see, just like the market was anticipating December 1st for Williamsfield, the market will be anticipating 2026 because we know what happens in 2026, right? 2026 is when the dividend yield moves from where it is to a significant jump, at least a 25% jump on the current dividend being paid, right? I've done the math on that in other videos. I don't need to go over it now. If just search TJH on this channel and watch all of those videos, and you'll see probably the same thing repeated a couple of times. And again, I feel like when it comes out, persons are going to treat it like brand new information, which is fine, right? But I think that 2026 is going to look very different for Trans Jamaica. I think the days of, sub 5 is going to be scarce when it reaches 2026. I am not going to make any price predictions here. I think everybody knows where I see this company already. I've stated it here. Again, if you missed that video, go and watch it. I believe this company is worth at least $20. I don't need to give any disclaimer. I think everybody knows I'm a shareholder already. I've been a shareholder since 2022. And so I think I've made my thoughts clear as to what I think it will mean for their plan to increase the dividend, their plan now to have more highways within the network, their plan to generate revenues, generate it consistently, continue to pay down that debt. And with the debt paid down, they literally will have nothing else to do with that money but pay their shareholders cash. There'll be nothing else for them to do. there's nothing else to do. So this is gonna be the perfect setup for them to be paying consistent cash close to the closer you get to 2030, you may have a very long stretch of some very healthy dividends coming out of this company. And so to me, for those who are kind of playing wait and see with it, I mean, to each his own. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, so I don't tell anybody what to buy or sell. It just seems this one is one of those obvious ones to me. And so, as I said, this kind of sets the stage for them for next year. And that's why I didn't even have it on my stocks to watch for 2026, because to me, it was so obvious, right? I say Orville saying interest and demand are going to increase. I think you're going to see a new level of that for next year, right? And that's why I'm saying I think the days of sub 5 are going to be this week. May very well be the last that you're seeing that. Maybe onto next week. I'm not sure, but certainly as we get into 2026, first few weeks of the month, I suspect, that yesterday's price will not be tomorrow's price. All right. So yeah. So I just wanted to kind of point out those two things to everybody. This was not meant to be a long video, very short to the point. I think that the stage is set for them. As I said before, I think things are going to change. So those persons, I see this kind of pattern with persons and investing, right? Stock price is down. Everybody wonders why it's down. Everybody is waiting for movement. Stock price starts to move. Everybody, wishes they had more shares. Everybody wondering what's causing it to move. And then something becomes either out of reach or at a certain price, and then you lament the fact that, you didn't get to do what you wanted to do. And I think things like this, I say to our community, those in our challenge, always make the obvious decision, right? So again, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do here. Chris says persons will be bullish. I think I agree with that. Lavaine says I welcome the change. We'll see. I don't plan to do a lot of videos on Trans Jamaica next year. Let me just say that. I think there'll be enough persons talking about it, enough persons saying things about it that it will be, adequately covered. And so, yeah, I do want to check out some other companies though while I'm here, but I'm not going to do it on this stream. I'm going to keep this video very short, but I am going to go live again immediately after I finish this one, right? So this one, I'm going to bring it to about the 20-minute mark and end it there, because 20 minutes is actually our average view time on this channel. Some of you, because I'm doing late streams, you're either falling asleep on me or you'd start watching and you pick it up the next day. I mean, who knows? So I won't keep this one past 20 minutes, but there are some other videos that I wanted to cover, and I'll try to knock out some of those actually within maybe the next couple of days. All right. Okay, I see what you're saying here, Lavaine. All right. So any questions, any comments? How are you guys feeling about it? What are you expecting? I guess the obvious thing I'll ask now is, are you a shareholder, right? How do you feel? Is this one of those companies that you're interested in? Are you like, Jermaine, stop talking about Trans Jamaica now? I know how you feel. I'm tired of talking about it too. So based on the information that you have covered, Trans Jamaica, persons should be able to make their own decision. I mean, regardless, persons should be able to make their own decisions. That's how I see it. Levain says expecting great things. I'm expecting $20. That is what I'm expecting. So that's my target price here. That's where I will hold until. That I don't think that'll be more than a few years out. I think we'll see some significant strides over the next couple of years. All right. And I am sick, by the way, in case you're wondering. So sorry if I'm sniffling on the stream here. I was not going to go live, and then I saw a bunch of people waiting, in the chat. So I didn't want to keep anybody waiting. So Garfield says, I'm here to see it going to the moon. Ronaldo says, my thesis was excellent. Nothing more needs to be said. I appreciate you. At that price, Jermaine won't have access to me again. So here's the thing. I'll say that I am. Well, we'll see. At that price, I don't think there's anything to be said, right? TJH, the business in Guyana, who knows? Not yet. Not from what I can tell. So the debt reduction I alluded to. What most persons aren't realizing is that as they pay down their debt, more cash is gonna go towards paying dividends. As more cash goes towards paying dividends, then that means greater yield, more attractive stock, higher price. The yield will still be attractive because the yield is gonna be higher because they'll be paying more in terms of units per share. All right, so that's how that works. All right, so let me see which video I want to knock out for the next one. So there are a couple of streams that I did. So as I said, I'm gonna end this video at 20 minutes. I'm gonna go live immediately again, so you don't have to leave. Just stick around for that next one. I'll try to keep that one maybe about around 30 minutes. I want to talk about a couple of stocks that didn't quite fit the stocks to watch, and then I'll see. Right. Yeah, there's also that too. Yeah, a lot to happen there, right? So I made a move earlier this year that I believe is gonna serve me well. I'll talk about that at another time, but I'm gonna be doing a 2026 portfolio video. That one I may do it pre-recorded, but that is gonna kind of talk about what my strategy will be going into 2026. I don't want to do that one sick, so I won't do that one now. And I will share some other videos like my dividend stocks to watch. But the one I'm gonna talk about is the one that is the stocks that will rebuild Jamaica. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let me see if I can find that link. Find that link so I can just go live right away. I would say just check on the channel when the stream ends. Go right to the channel. You'll see another live stream in a minute. So since there are no other questions and comments, I'll see you guys in the very next video. So see you soon.
Does this sound like you? You bought into that IPO they told you was a good investment, and now you're down 20, 30, maybe even 40%. You try to buy the stocks they talk about in groups or on social media.
You've even taken a chance on the ones your advisor sends you via email.
But after 2 years, that IPO, that stock is still down.
There's a clear difference between investing and making a good investment decision. So if you're stuck, what you need to do is learn how to invest the right way.
In our L.E.A.R.N Level 2 program, we teach you how to build a $1 million investment portfolio. To make money investing, you need to know which stocks are right for your investment strategy, know when is the right time to buy and sell, and know how to build the right portfolio for your investment style. This program will help you invest meaningfully while making money. When you sign up, you'll get monthly guidance on how to invest and make money while doing it. You'll have a community of investors on the same journey as you to support you, and you'll have resources to help you stay on track. Join our 2026 cohort so you can get back on track with your financial goals.